Here we are discussing B2B and B2C and how this works. So first we start with B2C. So we start with B2C and we will see what has been explained. So let's start with that video which we have seen. So first of all, what he is trying to explain. So in this video they started with business to consumer. First of all, B2C simply means business to consumer. Business is producing the goods or getting the goods from anywhere, might be from manufacturer, simply selling it to consumer. So we can say anybody is into B2C if that company is selling the goods to the consumer, goods or services directly to consumer, then it's B2C simply. So first of all, he mentioned about product driven. What do we understand by product driven? So we will start with here. We'll say he mentioned about product driven. The product or services that you have, consumers are attracted to this aspect. Consumers expecting the products or services directly from you. So that's why he call it, or we also call it, product driven. Now let's see what he is trying to say more. So apart from being product or services driven, he is mentioning about a large target market. Why we say it's a large target market? So second point which is here, it's large target market. So when you are selling directly to consumers, you have relatively a large consumer base to whom you are selling. If you are selling shoes, so there might be, in your country or in your region, if I am selling for an example, so at least if I have a physical store, I can target might be at least 10,000 people in a year. I can target them. I can show some advertisement. If it's a conventional physical shop, I can show some advertisement on TVs. I can show broadcast some advertisement over popular radio channels, newspapers. There can be print media, as I mentioned. There can be print media, there can be electronic media. I can put up some banner advertisement in popular places, popular road crossings. So in different way I am attracting the consumers, and I might be addressing 10,000 consumers in a year. If I have an online store, through online advertisements, through social media advertisements, through other means, I can attract might be more than 50,000 or more than might be 500,000 consumer to my website. It depends on my advertising policy and what product or services I am selling. So but basically it has a large target market. That was he was trying to explain. Now let's see. So the third point, I think after large target market, single step buying process. Why he mentioned single step buying process? This is an important thing for for B2C. Single step buying process. Why you say why did that guy says single step buying process? Because usually consumer is purchasing directly from the site or from the shop. Decision making is not dependent on multiple people. That means you visit a physical shop. For an example, you would like to purchase a shoe. You went to a Woodlands store. You see some shoes. You like 1-2. You move to another store. Might be this time you are visiting Tourister. So you again see some shoes. You like some shoes. Now you are deciding which one to purchase, whether you like the woodlands one more, or whether you like the tourister ones. So after few moment, you purchase one from tourister. So it's a single step. You are the decision maker. You are purchasing. So that's why they are saying single step buying process. Might be you are visiting the physical store with one of your friend, so you might be getting an opinion. Might be your friend, might be your girlfriend or boyfriend, might be some of your cousins. So might get a opinion, might ask for opinion from them. You'll get and you will purchase. It's not something which will take a relative amount of time or something like that to get something purchased in B2C mode. If you require, you will purchase it within a short period of time, and decision making will be mostly by one or two people, because this is a consumer which is addressed in B2C. Now next thing after the single step buying process, I think, which he will explain, is brand identity built on repetition and imagery. What does it mean? So next point which is important will be branding. Why branding is too much important? Why we visit woodlands multiple times? It's not about the product is always better. It's about it's a brand. In B2C, brand does matter. Design does matter. So how a brand become popular? It can have multiple factors. First of all, the quality of the product. If it's good, the brand will eventually will be hit in the market. Second of all, the customer queries, how it is addressed, how you are helping your customers. It's also important nowadays. If you want an edge over your competitor, you need to know your customer and you need to address their problem. In monsoon season, we are looking for some rubber shoes. So if there are any manufacturer who is if there are any retailer, for an example, there is a brand which is selling rubber shoes of good quality and good design, that will not look awful, and that is kind of executive look it has. So everybody will purchase that kind of rubber shoes if it has good look and if it meets the user requirement. So you need to understand your consumer very well. What do your consumer need, at which season the consumer need which kind of item. If you can take care of a standard level of quality, if you have good after sale service. If it's an electronic good, then obviously after sale service is very important. We purchase a laptop of, for an example, Dell, because of its after sale service, because after sale service is a factor when purchasing electronic goods. You are purchasing in region specific. If I think in West Bengal, in Kolkata, people prefer to purchase Samsung over Sony Ericsson. Why? Samsung and Sony Ericsson both are selling good quality smartphones, but still people prefer Samsung, because Samsung has a number of service centers within Kolkata, and after sale service is very important, because here we are talking about the problems, after sales problems which can arise within a device. It's an electronic product. Google even releasing its Android operating system after, I will say twice, every at least in 2 years one version of Android is released. So you need to upgrade. The easiest way to upgrade in a proper manner is to go to your service center and upgrade your phone if it can be supported. Like currently Android KitKat has been launched. You are still using, might be, Jelly Beans. So if you want to upgrade, the best option is if you visit the Samsung service center and provide your phone. If it supports at least 1 GB memory is the minimum requirement. If it has, 1 GB RAM within your phone, they will upgrade it within few minutes. So this is called after sale service. This is also important. So branding matters on several aspects, not only one aspect. And branding cannot come overnight. It's a continuous process to meet the customer requirement, ensure them good quality and good service, and then only you will be popular as a brand. Let's move again. So branding also ensure repeat sale. Like if you are satisfied with your first phone, people have a tendency to change the phones into in a couple of years, or in couple of in 3 years, 4 years, people generally change the phone. So if you have good experience from a brand, might be, let's say for an example, you have purchased Samsung and you are happy with it, with the current version. Might be it is true that in today's scenario phones are getting old, in a quick time. Operating system, technology, everything getting older, because within couple of months new technologies, new operating system, new hardware has been launched. So might be after a couple of years you would like to change your phone. That time if you are satisfied with Samsung, then you will again purchase from Samsung because you trust that brand. So branding also ensures repetitive sales, and in today's scenario if you have loyal customers, you will be more successful. Next, he explained one important thing: emotional buying process. Why he call it emotional buying process? Why emotion? Emotional buying. What kind of emotional buying? When we are talking about consumers are humans and the sole decision makers mostly. So they are always fall into different kind of emotional behavior, and using which the brand can sell one item to one consumer. What kind of emotions? Might be word of mouth, important emotion. Your cousin purchased a shoe from, might be Pantaloon, and he is very satisfied. You are also looking for to purchase a shoe. So you might heard from your cousin, and you might purchase the same shoe because you trust him or her. So emotion is a big factor when we talk about the consumer B2C sales. Even when we purchase a book from a website, we often read the reviews in the below. Before purchasing any product, we see the review, and the easiest way we judge its quality, it can be a book, it can be a pen drive, it can be a external hard disk. The easiest way we judge its quality is from how many 5-star reviews it received. If we see that a product is there, out of 10 reviews 9 is 5-star and 1 is 4-star, we will immediately purchase if we require that item. So here we are again purchasing because we emotionally we trust that brand because of the positive reviews that we have seen in the online store. So that's why emotional buying is very important in B2C sales. Let's see what he has more to point to describe. So next I think he will move to B2B. Now he comes about B2B business. B2B business, previously we have seen it's product driven, but B2B business is mostly relationship driven. Why relationship driven? So let's start with B2B. First point he mentioned, one, relationship driven. What kind of relationship? It's typically professional relationship. B2B means business to business. When we talk about business to business, that means one company is selling, another company is buying. When we mention that it's company, that means an organization consists of several number of people. So it's not that one person who is emotionally very attached to one product and purchased that brand. It will not happen. In a company, some person might have really good relationship with vendor 1, some person might have good relationship with vendor 2, some person trust Dell, some person trust might be Samsung. So here the biggest thing which ensures sell is how much good relationship the seller maintain with the buyer. By relationship we mean several things. On time delivery, ensure good relationship. Good after sale service, because here we are mentioning about a bulk purchase. Company A, here for an example, there is a company A who purchasing 50 laptop from Dell. So Dell need to treat company A in a proper manner. Dell cannot treat company A just like any other consumer. Dell might have a dedicated salesperson or a customer relationship manager to maintain this customer. This customer relationship person is taking care of the relationship with company A. He is or she is calling them regularly, taking their feedback regarding the delivery, regarding their usage, regarding if they are facing any problems. Dell also provide company A an option to pay 50% in advance and rest 50% after 1 year. So there are several ways through which Dell, the vendor, is maintaining a good relationship with company A. So next time when company A will require 100 more laptops, so the committee, when we say a company, there will be a committee or there will be several persons associated with this purchase process. So those persons will consider Dell as a strong contender, because here Dell ensures several things. Dell ensured on time delivery. Dell deliver 50 laptops within defined time. Dell ensure a split payment term for them, and they are quite comfortable with this split term, because in this case, company A thinks that okay, we are not paying everything in advance, so we can pay something later after using the products. Dell has a dedicated customer relationship manager or a customer relationship executive associated with company A. So Dell is a strong contender because Dell is maintaining a good relationship with company A. So that's why in this way a company can maintain good relationship. Now let's move what he more to say, but before that we can clear this. So first of all, it's relationship driven. Next, he is mentioning about a small target market. Why small target market for B2B? Relatively small. We are not mentioning about very small, we are mentioning about relatively small. So second one is small target market. Relatively small, it doesn't mean that it will be very small. So because there in B2B, an organization, for an example, if we think about Dell, has some distributors. So Dell is dealing with these distributors and selling to them, maintaining good relationship with the distributors. Distributors selling to local retailers, that is so something Dell will take care. Obviously, if you need to be as a manufacturer, even if you need to be successful, then you need to have a support portal which will address the consumer need, which will address your small retailer can even mention some problems to the manufacturer regarding the product. So in this way, you know, Dell can ensure good quality items, but mainly Dell is selling to distributors. So target market is number of potential prospects are quite less because distributors are already a trusted ones. Dell obviously can arrange, as I mentioned, some flexibility for the distributors like split payment, credit. Their distributors can purchase on a credit. Each distributor will have a credit limit. For an example, each distributor will have might be 5 million US dollar credit per year. So once you reach to $5 million, then Dell will say to you, okay, now pay us first and then we will do business more. So I arrange a $5 million credit for distributor A. If you can purchase whatever you require, you can order anything from me within that $5 million. I will not say anything to you. When your credit will be reaching that limit, then I will intimate you that your credit limit is almost finished or almost over. Now pay us the remaining payment. Again, we will provide you a credit limit. So Dell can arrange some credit limit for its distributors as well. So that's why it's a small target market and it's relationship driven. Let's see what more he has. So B2B means business between two consumers, two businesses. So now we come to this next segment which call, let me take the pen, multi-step buying process. Why they are saying multi-step buying process? Because it's not one person who will take the decision. There will be multiple steps before taking a buying decision. So first of all, how this happen? This is, for an example, this is a company called A. This company has a department of purchase. In purchase department, there are several employees. Okay, so employee 1 who is looking after the raw materials. There is employee 2 who is looking after the finished goods. So employee 1 saw, and there is one purchase manager. So employee 1 one day saw that there is a raw material called N1002. It is a special type of plastic required for the manufacturing plant. It is almost finished. That means there are only 800 kg left in the raw material warehouse. And for daily production, company A needs at least 500 kilo of this raw material. So immediately employee 1 knows that 800 kilo will be, it's okay for today's production, but tomorrow the production will not be in full scale because this raw material will be finished. Even the production require 500 kilo, tomorrow I will not get 500 kilo, tomorrow there will be only 300 kilo. So the production will stop. So what this employee 1 will do, employee 1 immediately intimate the purchase manager that I require this raw material, and purchase manager will issue a request. Purchase manager will issue a request that I will be needing this raw material for tomorrow's production. So what this request will do, this request will go to my company's accounts department for their approval. So accounts will say, okay, no problem, we will pay. Send the request to the vendor. Then purchase manager will send the same request to vendor 1 that we immediately require 1200 kilos of this raw material by tomorrow, and vendor 1 will supply. So just I am mentioning one thing, that there is a multi-step, that's why the person mentioned that there is a multi-step buying process. Step by step happen. It's not something that you are the consumer and you are thinking that you require a shoe, you visit a physical store, you go to 2 different stores, compare the price and purchase one shoe. It's not like that. There will be a whole process behind it. So there is a buying process. That's why keeping relationship is very important in B2B. Let's see what more he has. Brand identity built on relationships. Again, something their brand identity built on product quality, after sale service, and several aspects. But here in B2B mode, brand identity is depending on your relationship, how much good relationship you are maintaining with your customers, might be with your distributors. The more you maintain your brand, because a distributor can be associated with multiple companies. To be a successful distributor, it's not necessary that distributor is distributing the items of one company. It might be selling items of different company. For an example, medicine distributors. Medicine distributors, you will see medicine distributors are associated with several medicine companies. So if you are not maintaining good relationship with that distributor might not be selling your products. They might continue selling your competitors' products. So you require them, they will also require you, but you require them more. Rational buying process. There we can see he mentioned about emotional buying process. Here we can see it's not emotional, it's rather rational buying process. Why he mentioned rational buying process? Because there is something which is important. There should be a logic behind your purchase decision. You are an organization. There is a logic. So when purchase manager here issues a request to accounts that I would like to purchase 1200 kilos of this item N1002, accounts will check whether the vendor previous history is good or not. If account saw that no, this vendor is not good enough, he is not providing anything to us in credit. If the vendor saw that, if accounts department saw that, then accounts department might reject the request mentioned by the created by the purchase manager. So here there will be a rationale behind every buying process. It's not something that emotional buying in B2B. So let's see. So I think almost most of the points he already mentioned and I've already explained. So this is the basic. So he's mentioning about the final thoughts, anything he has to say in the as the points. So first of all, it's simple thing. It will be for B2B, branding is important and that comes with relationship. For B2C, branding is important and that comes up with your different aspects like after sale service, word of mouth, advertisement. These are very important. In B2C, consumers are mostly buying based on emotions. If you can hit that emotion, you can sell. It can be some seasonal, it can be something that one person buying and another person, he is advising another person to purchase. B2B is not like that. There should be a rationale behind the buying process. B2C mostly mean that customer is paying you upfront. B2B doesn't mean that they are paying you upfront. Mostly there will be something on credit and you need to maintain that credit. So these are some simple differences between B2B and B2C.